And that means this should go live momentarily, and then I can share up the link.
Let's begin.
Hey!
Folks.
Are we good?
Hey, there you go.
Are we good? It says no data as of now. Alright, we're good. Alright, guys. Welcome to the stream. We're just going to send this out to everyone. I'm joined here with a sizable crew. It is me, it is Aton, and it is Juan John. You know, 3 of our mods here, or 2.5 mods. Two mods and Aton, whatever Aton is. But Aton's basically a mod. I mean, he's been a mod, he hasn't been a mod. You know how it is. Alright, so we got the export somewhere. Yeah. There we go. DD is finishing up announcing free agents, so don't worry. A whole bunch signed. You don't need to freak out. And yeah, it's a good time here. So we will start at A and we'll go down from there. And yeah, it's pretty hype. Let's do this. How's the visual? Juan John and Co. Are you guys able to see everything?
Yes, sir.
Alright, guys. If you want to do me a favor and get me a prog hype in the chat here. And yeah, drop a hype in the comments and let's get this show underway. So, I'm just going to make sure, I think all the free agents got added. Yeah, a few might not have been, but I think there were some cap issues and such. But it looks like the majority of them are in. So, yeah, the majority of them are in, right? Yeah, I'm just an idiot. I'm like looking at something that I think exists, but no, that guy didn't sign. Alright. And as per usual, we'll do round 3 of free agency after playoffs. A lot of teams wait for that, or after the progs. And yeah, so I'm going to go to manage teams here. Not manage teams. Multi-team mode. Yep. And we got every team selected. And with that, guys, we will go to progs. Alright. So, reset playing time, auto sort roster, starting at A. Here we go. First progs, let's go. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit more, guys. Is that better? Is that good? Is that good? I think that's good. Alright, let's go! Alright, so first things first, I'm going to go boom. Alright, so Anaheim, they had a huge free agency. Smart and Smart, or yeah, they got Smart and Smart now. And Dowling was the big addition. Smart going up. Dowling is a good defender. Katarin's a good defender. Smart is a good defender. They're a bit small. Juwan Smart is not a particularly big player. Jermaine O'Neal finally getting a good prog. And of course, Pleasant's going to finally be back this year. This team might actually be significantly improved over years past. Also, why did that not reset there? Oh, and I went to the wrong screen. I was trying to reset minutes as well. Alright.
Wait, did you already do that?
Yeah, I did, but for some reason it didn't take effect on this team. I saw 2 pluses. Either way, progs for this team, pretty okay. I mean, they got some really good progs on the bench. They got a lot of cap room, some open roster spots. They could use a defensive big man and some wing depth, in my opinion. Maybe another guard wouldn't be the worst because they don't have much off the bench for guards. But, man, do they have a good defensive duo there. Let's see, I don't think Pleasant violated it. Yeah, he's fine there. Alright, next up here is Atlanta. Trevin Smith, my man, goes up big time. Rookie.
Ooh, look at that potential.
Dude, I'm long on Trevin Smith. Like, I love his career. So, he was disappointing in Detroit, right? But, look at this man's 3-point percentage. It is ungodly.
Wow.
And as a percentage scorer, he's incredibly efficient. A 93 from 3. He's a high IQ defender. Basically, he's what you want a star to be, right? And now he is a star. Most improved player, calling it. Meanwhile, I wouldn't be shocked. Outside Rookie of the Year candidate here, Rodrigo is a talented player. He's got a pretty broad skill set. And look at that, dude. This team has some great 3-point shooting right there.
We got ourselves a Curry and a Klay Thompson.
Yeah, and they're young. Pohl is a pretty solid outside scorer, so while he isn't a superstar, they only got 2 more years of his deal, and then it's not bad. Aaron Fisher is probably the worst contract on that team. He's probably going to get moved. Progs here were very good for them. While they did have some guys go down, obviously the majority of these Progs were very good for them, and they're in a strong position now. Honestly, this is a team that I think could make the playoffs this year, and with that guard duo, honestly, they could change the ABA. I don't think we've ever had two high-level score 3-point shooters like that before. Because even in their prime, Skarn and Penetrator weren't both elite 3-point shooters. Penetrator is pretty good, but Skarn was not quite there. So next up here, Beijing. Great prog by Ratkovic. T-Mac goes down again. Where's Yao? Yao. Yeah. Good prog by Michael Miller. Good prog by James Smith all the way at the bottom there. And this was an older team. They're probably on the border of the playoffs here, and progs weren't bad, but they were not good. Do you guys have any feelings on this team's progs?
I would say the bench is a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
As you said, Added is a very good prog, and also this is an aging team, so you can't really expect too much out of them.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a bad prog for them because of how old their team was. And it, like, between some of their young guys here, they have something, but we'll see if that develops. Next up, Belgrade. Obviously, they got King Price, who goes down for the third straight season. Oof. Carl Robinson, I feel like they have like the most meh big three in the league right now. I mean, this team progs have not favored a lot of their starters. In terms of their bench, Podesta's not bad as a sixth man, but they do not have much behind him. Progs kind of hurt a lot of their more expected to be solid players, and their prospects didn't really go up enough to play big minutes. I want to say this team's going to make the playoffs, but I really don't know. I really don't. I don't think the starting five is at that level. Do you guys think this team's going to make the playoffs?
Honestly, their depth is a bit lackluster.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, the depth is terrible. Corey's just the best out of them.
Yeah, I mean, they also have a bit of a problem up front, right? So Mass Cole is probably going to be their power forward, but their second best starting rebounder is probably Robinson. He's not a particularly great rebounder, just a 43 there. I think that's higher than Maskoll's though, right? No, Maskoll's a 69, but King Price is there. Oh wow, he isn't even that. Like, he's a big player, but he's not great. Yeah, they're in a rough position rebounding. They're probably one of the worst rebounding teams in the league.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, their deficit is bad. So Corey's gonna have to step up and carry the bench.
6th man of the year, maybe. Bosnia here. Peter Hill goes down big time. I was actually really excited with how well he did at the end of the season, but God, that was disappointing. And Pau Gasol is potentially one of the most dangerous players in the league. This guy, before they acquired Peter Hill, was a beast last year. He did regress a little bit when they acquired him, but look for Gasol to have a big season for them. Meanwhile, Brunner, that was a nice pickup. I think he's got a lot of value in that contract. Honestly, I like a lot of this team's players. Like, I like Cornet. That's good progs there. But the progs for the guys that like really matter to make a difference, Sutton, Black, and Hill, are disastrous. I'm not saying that this team's in a bad spot because Gasol and so many of their younger players had good progs. But I don't think they're on the verge of being a title contender, but they're definitely a playoff team again. Though they could really use a point guard. Brunner might be able to do that. 58. He's never averaged more than 2.9 assists, but he's really going to be asked to be the team's, their playmaker. Really, I don't think Ray Bass. Yeah, he's not really a point guard.
He's not really gonna. They're probably gonna need to sign him.
They have a really big lineup though. So
Yeah, it is a big lineup. I think now's a good time to take a look at free agents because this team needs to have a point guard. Wow. Sigurdsson is going to get a max. Torres is probably one of the big progs up. How much? 8? Yeah. He goes from irrelevant to a potential starter. Perkins, we knew could potentially become a high-quality starter. He did. Mayer has kind of always been that borderline. I would say Mayer's probably a possibility for Bosnia. Runesha, I heard, is signing with a contender. Terrell is the worst PER borderline 60 ever. I think Trubin might have gone to Snohomish. We'll see. I have to double check on that.
I mean, this team has like 33K, so I don't think they can sign anyone that good.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. They're in a pretty rough spot. They probably have to make a move. But Sigurdsson is the big one. Byron Jones, former Dallas player, of course, because Dallas gets all of these guys that they let go that are talented. Anyway, moving on from Bosnia. Boston. Matt Davis goes up. Oh no. Joe Small goes up. But what we're looking for Corona Avarice here. That's who we're looking for.
Where did he go?
No! No!
Poor coronavirus. He's old.
Ah.
That's probably going to be the last prog of his career.
When's he retiring, G1?
He is retiring when he catches Ty Jackson for most rebounds in the league.
What's his rebound overall?
Not good, man. Not good. 90. No, it's 90. It's
okay.
All right, so he has height, he has rebound, and literally and DIQ. But that's about it.
I knew my prog was going to be terrible. I just knew it.
Dude, we'll see. I feel like I can still produce at a high level. All right?
I hope so. It's going to give you all those minutes.
All right, next up here is... Oh, wait, we actually got to look at Boston's progs. Disastrous. Oh, my God.
Big disaster. Jamie, why are you not here?
Oh, man.
Hey, I mean, Carlos gets a God prog. Not bad for him.
This is true.
Make sure to get the prog.
I mean, this team is rebuilding. It is what it is.
I'm going to be a lotto team. No way I'm
Dude,
a playoff team out of this.
Matt Davis, though, he could put up some serious stats this season. And he's on a long-term deal. We'll see. Next up here, Buenos Aires. Gervin's contract his great contract is starting to come to an end, but they might finally have it here. They got some cap space to work with. They have a solid team. Good progs help their supporting cast a lot. And, frankly, only their low PER starters suffered really bad progs. And they have another potential star. It looks like he's going to be a hybrid player here. Like a point forward. Great passer. Dude, they're all of a sudden not in a bad spot.
Wait, hold on.
This team looks nice.
Someone in the chat said something.
Yeah.
Jason said that Brunner just signed with San Diego.
Brunner did? No. San Diego doesn't got cap. They signed a guy to a max. Didi might have to make some adjustments to that.
Probably. I think he's on Boston right now. It's just Jason thought he signed him. I don't know.
Alright. Next up here is...
What?
Wow.
What? Oh my, this is...
Rigged progs?
Oh my god.
Rigged
progs?
Bro. Charles Adams is a mega star.
Rigged
progs?
Dude, I think these are the best progs I've ever got in BBGM.
Put rigged in the chat, everyone. This is rigged.
Oh, the chat's going crazy with rigged.
Why you gotta torture us like this?
Oh my god.
Get out of here.
Mod
rigged. No, commission rigged. Oh my god. Okay, Charles Adams Jr. goes up.
Everyone write rigged in the chat.
Oh my god, it's such a good progs.
Yeah, good. Since coronavirus didn't prog, this is your alternative happiness today.
Yeah. Alright, so Charles Adams is obviously going to be a starter, right? I'm going to set my lineup now, alright?
Oh my goodness.
We're going to roll with a 3-point heavy team. Very small, but 3-point heavy. We're on small ball here.
Okay.
And we're going to cut... Oh my god, man. He's going to get a nickname, though.
The next dynasty right here? Cardiff?
Cardiff, the next dynasty?
Dude, I don't think they're going to be the next dynasty, and I'll show you why. We had a major cap situation, like financial situation here. Neesmith, there is no way we can afford him. Absolutely no way.
That is...
Milkinen
That's true.
is
No
not
way.
coming back. And we are probably not going to be able to keep Lloyd. We went all in on this season.
Yo, good.
I mean, if Progs didn't happen, this was probably the end of our era. But anyway, we'll see. I'm pretty excited for this year. Next up here, Carolina. Umberto, of course, coming on board. And,
GG Carolina. I wanted Umbro, but I took it out.
dude,
2 years.
dude. Oh, man.
The Progs,
Oh,
Rest of the
man.
starting five.
Oh my goodness.
Umberto is going to be good for them, but,
What?
dude, Progs just did not help this team. They're not going to be bad. They're going to be a borderline contender. It's just, I mean, Ray Sherman, you gotta like those Progs. But
They got sort of better Progs than I did.
I mean,
My Progs
they
suck.
got a lot of cap room to go after bench guys here, maybe a center. I feel so bad for this team at the center position. Like, historically, they've tried so many solutions here, and you can actually see 3 of them on their bench.
Yeah.
Maybe
+1, +5.
Jackie Moon does something this year. He was pretty good last year for them. He's probably their best bet this year. We'll see. Next up here is Charlotte.
Oh,
Rex
here we go.
Patton goes up. Gordon
Rex
Hayward.
Hayward goes down a little bit.
Wow.
Wow. Will Kobe Bryant goes down.
Oh, dude, I called
Oh,
this.
my-
I called this, right? I
Called it.
said this was going to happen, and all of a sudden, they're in a bad financial position. I knew that was going to happen. He just needed to go up
Oh.
one, and it happened. Did it have an IQ thing, too? No, it didn't. All right. That would have been so funny if they lost an IQ point as well.
That was funny.
But, yeah, honestly, they're still a contender for sure.
Will Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. So,
Man, the MVP went down. The runner-ups went up.
well, actually, McGillin ended up winning MVP.
I thought Gordon Hayward won it.
Nope, McGillin won on the vote.
Wow, Mcgillin, who lost in the first round or something.
James Harden, no.
James the Beard Harden. It looks like James the Beard Harden won't be winning his MVP.
Actually,
like,
can we
so, like,
focus on the disaster that occurred on this team?
what 16? Wait. A 16 overall player, really? What the heck is this?
Everyone went down. John, you're in a rough spot, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
you're in the rough spot, buddy.
Don't worry. That's why everyone's expiring besides Harden and Hood.
You gave James Harden a 25 mil.
So
cap.
I got a
Okay,
question,
okay.
John. Is Harden coming off the bench this year?
Nah.
You're starting him? The dude almost was
Sorry.
2 man of the years, man. Get that man a second.
I mean,
Dude, you could play him on the bench, right? You could throw him on the bench here, right?
yeah,
And he is still going to play every game 40 minutes. Your team is awful.
John Wong. You literally have a lot of cap space to sign guys. You can just
No. I don't think he should. Because Harden's going to put up like 25 points per game on this team. And Hood's going to put up a triple-double. All right?
unless you're tanking, then yeah.
Like,
I am taking.
he is clearly tanking as a 0
But
overall.
he's 6 man. Make him win a second one.
Yeah.
He can't win MVP.
All right, next up here is Cincinnati. BB Kinney goes down. Gilgy, Rhodes, Armstrong. Ooh, Progs were not nice
And really went
to
up.
this
Tony
team.
Rowe went up.
Yeah,
Poor.
Tony Rowe had a god prog, actually. He is suddenly from a late first-round pick to probably one of the most valuable players in the league.
44 first is
Keep in mind, this team's core does expire at the end of this season, so they're in a really solid spot. Anthony Stewart continues to do his Andrew Wiggins, and
Andrew Wiggins.
yeah, I mean, honestly, it's worse than Wiggins at this point. It's like Derek Williams level career. Honestly,
This is-
I think he's going to end up being one of those guys that plays like just a couple seasons on every team as they keep trying to give the former first overall pick a chance. And he is just
This is just
not doing any, like even in big minutes he didn't do much. All
This
right.
is gonna be the preseason where Cardiff's Progs literally beats everyone.
We'll see.
You know, so
Cleveland instantly coming in here and questioning that Aton.
Cleveland, not bad. Look at that. Ooh,
Lingard.
Joshua, the dribbler went up. Yes, he.
Yeah, Tresoloni is now an incredibly solid player. He's in a free agent year too.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, he had pretty great prog. Of course, Lingard, this is like his fourth different potential nerf here because he just always gets over the 80 limit. He's one of the best defenders we've ever seen. Consistently over 2 steals a game.
2 steals a game.
Yeah. Honestly, these are pretty good progs for them. For a team that's rebuilding, they're probably a lock for the playoffs and have $50 million in cap. Granted, all of their starters are expiring.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of cap space.
So, I guess here's the question. If you're this team, do you try to go out and get a 1-year star? Because they have $50 million in cap, and they're in upper level, like probably a 10 or 11 seed team right now. If they add a superstar to this team, and they have assets to move. They got a couple guys here that they're probably not going to keep, that they could throw in a trade, right? Throw in a couple picks, and suddenly this team could bring in a borderline MVP candidate and be like a 70 overall team. That's a borderline championship contender. We'll see what they do.
Yeah.
Dallas, Reggie Williams with the big prog. Connie Hawkins coming alive in his 3rd season.
He's alive.
This man actually might have a career. He looked like he was going to wash out. And keep in mind though, in actual ABA history, he did not start playing his career until he was 26, I think, 27. So
year? Let me check.
yeah, it was pretty old because he got he got
year he played at the age of 25.
25. Yeah. So we're going to see prime Hawkins here. It's pretty exciting. He's going to put up some big stats. Spencer Smith going up, Will Murphy going up big time, and William Connolly. The Wills all really Reggie Williams big prog. Will Murphy big prog. William Connolly big prog. Honestly, this is probably a playoff team.
I'm gonna say this is a playoff team.
Progs were good to them. So
Reggie's just gonna.
Next up here is Denver.
ED, where are you?
Leon Hawkins. Honestly, Progs did not like the starting group of this team, but they liked the bench. And
yeah, where's Rick Barry? Oh, he went plus 2 potential. He has a good free throw rating. It's like 99 or something.
Dude, DD did get spared though from having to put all those guys on maxes, so there is that. He didn't want great progs here. He just wanted good progs. We'll see. Honestly though, this team is underrated deep. Like,
yeah, they probably.
All right, next up here is Detroit. Wow. Jordan Rudolph.
What? Someone said, "I hope Jordan Rudolph goes down," and he doesn't.
Oh my God. That man's going to have a monster season. He might be an MVP candidate this year. I feel like we say that every year about Jordan Rudolph, and every year he isn't. Like,
Jordan Rudolph is going to be an MVP candidate. He's got to be.
We've said that every year, though. And look at that. He's missed, actually, a lot of games with New York. I didn't realize that.
47, 68, 73. Oh, 47.
Yeah. But that being said, he is a absolute unit defensively and offensively. EJ Peterson's a good scorer, but they're in a fairly solid position here.
What's up, Ocean Man?
What's going on in here?
Yo, Ocean Man.
Ocean Man, we're doing progs right now.
Yeah.
Oh, live on YouTube?
Yes, you're on YouTube.
Am I allowed to be in here right now?
Yeah, you're smiling for the camera.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Everyone, tell Ocean Man in the comments to smile for the camera.
I'm never smiling.
Yeah.
I've never smiled in my whole life.
Spam smile.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so, honestly, Detroit, they had some pretty good progs here, even though a lot of their bench and starters didn't. Jordan Rudolph is an MVP candidate, and
this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy literally did not have the offense in the playoffs last season.
I'm not positive. We'll see. EJ Peterson's a great player, though, for them. Abdul Okwandu goes up, and he's probably going to have a good year. Ray Allen goes up sizably. Fournette goes up a lot, and so does... These are like medium progs for this team. They're a contender, but they need to add some depth before they're going to be there. And honestly, if they can somehow get a star wing I guess, what do they really need? They don't have any major needs, but they also don't have. Honestly, I have no clue what this team how this team could improve without majorly changing the team.
I mean, they need a guard off the bench because they don't have any guards. I don't see any good guards off the bench.
This is true.
Off the bench.
They have no guards off the bench.
They have all forwards.
They have all forwards, and they need a center and guards off the bench. I think that's what they need.
All right. Next up here, Hawaii. Daniel Pong Shervan goes up. Keep in mind, he's the youngest player on this team, right? Or, like, practically. Patrick Johnson goes up. They actually had some good progs there. Now, let's take a look at the retirement home here. Howell, down. Hawkins, down. Mackey, down. Jacobs, down. Penetrato, down. Skarn, big time down. Skarn's, like, at the very end here. But despite all of that, I think they had a good procs.
I think they did.
Ponk looks like he was going to be a huge bust after last season's regression, and I think he's back on track to being a megastar. So, yeah. Do you guys think Penetrator is going to play a big role this season or not? He's 40 years old. Last season he played just 69 games, which he's failed to play over 70 games for 3 straight years, and hasn't played 80 games since he was 34. But last season, he averaged 18 points per game, and he didn't go down hugely. Do you think he's going to be a starter this year? Do you think should be a starter this year?
I would put him as 6-man, to be honest with you.
Where is
Dude, he's one of the best players of all time, and he's getting close to the games played record. So,
can I see his attributes?
Yeah.
He's really good at shooting. I mean, like, if this team sucks at shooting or they don't have any good shooters, I think he should start.
Dude, he's actually the best, the most 3-pointers made in league history, shooting at a 43% clip. He's got career 27 points per game, and this is a crazy thing. First 2 seasons averaged less than 1 assist a game, or averaged less than 1.5 assists per game. He has now, in his career, averaged 9+ assists, an absolute ton. He's averaged 6 assists last season, or almost 7, and has a 92 rating at age 40. The dude could actually be one of the best 3-point shooters, or best passers in league history, despite having 2 completely lost seasons as a passer. Anyway, next up here. Houston. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So, John, you have a competitor in the tank race.
Latesty Ball.
Yeah.
Chase Merritt is their best player this year, and that's
yikes. Oh, 56. Ooh. He played for Boston.
I have, like, Rodney Hood, who's like a 60-something, right? Is my best guy? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. F.
Also, it's Alex Hood, not Rodney.
Oh, oops.
Wow.
The Kings. Wow, look at the Kings.
Oh, shoot.
Byron Rogers. He has 80 potential.
As a rookie.
Yo, next Mcgillin?
Wow.
Next Mcgillin?
Where's Mcgillin? Is it Mcgillin?
No. Oh, Mcgillin. No, Mcgillin comes later.
We got
I'm calling it right here. The next Mcgillin.
The next Mcgillin? Byron Rogers?
Byron Rogers, the next Mcgillin.
Dude, look at this build, though. He is honestly one of the least efficient players. High OIQ, so he's going to shoot a lot, but very mid-range centric, low free throw percentage, not a great rebounder or passer. That being said, he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year, and he's probably going to become a superstar just to spite me. I like seeing the Jason Morris prog, and I honestly think this team is a deep playoff team and a big acquisition, which they have cap for. A big acquisition, go out and literally get a big man away from being a legit contender. So, all right, next up here, Kentucky. Damn,
-1. Oh my. Oh, that bench prog is terrible. And they're injured rookie progs. And Alex Smith Jr. But Bill Walton really doesn't. Okay, I don't understand.
Damn, that hit hard. Dude,
Johnson,
all right, never draft big men that are named, or never draft with a high pick a guy with the last name Stewart. Look at this. Another one.
How many Stewarts have been there?
There's been 2, and they're 0 for 2. They are both complete busts. Also, Axel Blaze, he is aging worse than Penetrator, and he might be no longer a starter next year. We'll see.
Axel Blaze, bro.
Still a great player, but not at the same level. And with that, we'll go on to the next team here, KwaZulu.
Where are you?
So Tarowski goes down. DJ Manners. So they went with the maximum bench strut here. Let's see how that played out.
Look at all
Bad. But they did have
Pierce was the best prog.
several good progs.
Yeah, and those guys are. One of them is a rookie. Fred is the rookie.
Honestly, though, Lemonhead's resurrected from the dead.
Wait. -10 on Robbie Davis. And that's the oof F Goose.
Honestly,
They look at my.
Yeah.
Honestly, oh my gosh, poor Goose.
I have no words. Never mind.
No words for Goose.
Dude, here's the question. At what point do you cut these horrible contracts? Not that top one. These horrible contracts. Like, they are signed for 3 more seasons, and none of them are even startable anymore.
Goose needs Austin to retire. After this season, he needs him to retire.
Dude, look at LeBron. I don't understand what happened here, right? He goes to KwaZulu. The year before, he doesn't drop a ton in progs, and he literally becomes completely useless. Last year, 5-2-2. Now, if you look 3 years ago, 14-7-3, I think. Yeah, 14-7-3.
He was really good with Utes, yeah.
So.
This is not the LeBron time, really.
People go to KwaZulu and die, man.
They really do.
They'll die.
Las Vegas. Bill Murray goes up. Janice Strelnikis goes up. Jim Burson goes up.
Nice. Those get to go up.
Telef goes up. I like to see that. I'm a big fan of Telef.
Junior.
Yeah, I think he's legitimately going to be like a quality starter.
He should play over Musa.
Yeah. Honestly, not horrible progs for a rebuilding team. I know that's a little disappointing to see the reigning most improved player go down. But yeah, unfortunately, Spencer Hayward looks like he might not be a great pick, which is a little disappointing. You guys still
Progs next year.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna say
He's gotta go +8 next year.
I'm gonna say it's a bit too early to say for now.
Yeah, it's a bit too. It's only his rookie year. It's a bit too early. He still has the high potential.
Yeah.
He can
Possibly.
still rebound.
We'll see. Next up here is London. Of course, they got. Oh wait.
Oh
Tunchi goes
wait.
here. I'm so
He goes
confused.
+4. Lovedale goes +4. Freddie goes +1. Nick Jordan goes +1. Wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. Their bench is terrible. And they have a 36-year-old West White who can shoot threes. I mean, they still have the cap space. This is
going to be a fun team. I mean, I want to see Nick Jordan, Freddie White, and Tunji. That is a exciting trio because they are all great passers.
Well, they're gonna have to go get themselves a center because they have no centers.
One second.
Check.
Oh boy, that was embarrassing. Okay. Next up here. Los Angeles.
Los Angeles defenders. -2 on. Well, looks like Sean's not a 70 anymore.
It's just an old team. Like they didn't even really kick off the rebuild that well either.
Well, I don't think they're really rebuilding here. I mean, first up, they got an open GM spot. Second up, they added a lot of point guards, which is something they did not have any of on their roster.
Didn't they have like a team full? Didn't they have like their team full of young guys at some point, or was that a different team?
No, it was them just years ago.
I remember they had like a team full of young guys. I don't know what happened now.
So Freddie Taylor turned into a bust, and and none of their young guys really developed. I mean, they became like Adams, Baker, Williams, never really developed. Lott never really developed. Hicks was a complete bust after they signed him. I like some of their pickups. Joe Collins not going to be bad. J.D. Bell's not bad. We'll see how they do this year. God, that Parsons is a complete bust. Why do Parsons always become busts?
I don't know. First, yeah.
All right, next up here. Mcgillin goes down. I think this is going to be a legitimate battle for MVP here. Jordan Rudolph versus David Mcgillin.
We need to see these two in a matchup.
Meanwhile,
I would say don't.
they got cap room,
Yep.
but Progs, just literally everyone going down. Probably one of the worst Progs in recent memory.
Melbourne, sign some guards, man. Put your guards on the bench. Just sign some guards.
I don't know how many points Mcgillin. I have to adjust that. His MVP streak is still unbroken.
Yeah.
All right, next up here, Mexico City. They, of course, had a great offseason that saw them bring in Moses Malone, who Progs down big time. Mark Vassar, who has bamboozled yet another team.
Oh, my God. Moses Malone, the first pick.
And of course, Hans Gruber. That being said, the potential here of, in my opinion, starting Moses and Sparks up front, having a great offensive and a great rebounder, having Allen Iverson and Kendrick maybe in the backcourt with Roderick or Martin at the small forward, and then the other guy off the bench, maybe with Woodson off the bench. This team, I think, is a playoff team. Definitely a solid offseason for them. I mean, even though Vassar busts yet again, I mean, this is a man that has defied expectations. He has busted 4 times. You know how difficult it is to bust 4 times on 4 different teams? Very. Next up here, Miami. DJ Williams becomes one of the youngest 70 overalls in league history. Yeah, Litmus Progs down, but I still think he's a good contract despite the downward prog. Robert Joseph is a legitimate star. Former 20th overall pick.
He's a cap.
Hey, man. He's going to put up some good stats this year. Hurd got overpaid last season, but we'll see if anything comes of that.
Big Z doesn't change.
Big Z and Vort, you got good Progs off your backup big men. One of them is probably going to start. Honestly.
I know Big Z's going to start.
Hey, look, another Mcgillin.
Mcgillin Progs!
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm Miami, I'm happy with these Progs, and they're a playoff team now.
Yeah,
all
I
right.
think they're
like a deep playoff team, in my opinion.
Well,
Milwaukee. Defying expectations. Adam Mcgillin goes up.
He wants to beat his brother.
Dude, he really does. It's kind of insane. Derek Felt goes up big time, and Dwayne Brown, who... This dude was almost out of the league. He was almost out of the league. He played just 15 games. Yeah. And now he is literally one of the best contracts in the league.
Year candidate right there.
Yeah. I'm long on Brown's talent, and yeah.
Dang. Wow. Milwaukee.
Meanwhile, Novak stays the same. Palmer, they're deep, but you know what they really don't got?
Hey, look, it's your cap.
They do not got much for guards. Juwan John's going to have to play a big role.
Yeah, you should. Dude, you're a 50 overall now. No longer in the board.
6 man of the year.
6 man of the year. Beat Jake. No, I'm kidding. Wow. John Wong's up 50.
All right.
I used to be like the 54 man. Sorry.
Minnesota.
The Muskies.
Howell goes down. He's probably not an MVP candidate anymore. But, man, Bell, Wallace, both defensive-oriented guys. Willie Wright, career resurrected. Freddie Henderson, another big man. This team might be a legitimate contender in the West. And, of course, A.O. McKinney, the oldest player in the league. Dude, this dude's going to come for the all-time games played record. I mean, actually, I think he already has it. And he's not too far away from passing Pitts as the oldest player. He has already passed Pitts on the oldest player that was actually not unretired, if that makes sense. Pitts was unretired twice. Actually, 3 times, I think. A.O. has had an amazing career.
He's going to be missed when he retires. But
dude, dude, who knows? He might be one of those guys that comes back at like 49. I don't know if he has a championship yet.
I don't think he has.
He might have
He
got
has?
2024. He won a championship 20 years ago.
Years ago.
What?
Oh.
Dude, that's insane.
This legend only wins one ring of his career.
20. Dude's been playing for 23 years.
2 decades.
Wow.
2 decades in 3 years.
All right, Montreal.
Wow. JP goes to a 70.
Ooh.
Brandon Morgan gets a +3.
And they have great progs off the bench as well.
Mason Higgins, I miss you.
Wait, why did we? How did we lose Mason Higgins?
He decided to test FA. He didn't want to resign.
Ooh,
He's
that's
like, I wanna
rough.
test that.
Dude,
I know. I miss
Alex
Mason
Harden
Higgins.
is better than the other Harden. Dude, I'm just saying though. Look at this duo right here. God, that duo has potential to be a scary big man duo.
Wow.
They also resurrected Brett Anderson's career. KwaZulu gave up on him after a bad, he was a high pick, 6th overall pick, had one bad year with them. And Montreal, they've got to be happy here. They're a young team. They lost Umberto, but they're a young team that can contend here.
Mason Higgins.
Dude, Oscar Schmidt.
Oscar, what?
He played one game at age 16.
And now he's progging up at the age of 17.
But while he played one game, he got a ring.
Good giving.
He is the youngest player in league history to get a ring.
The ring. He was a ring chaser.
What year is it?
2043, and he won a ring
Why is Montreal still good?
Oh, this is a completely different Montreal team.
because they're. Wow.
What do you mean? What do you mean by completely different?
Every player's been moved, completely different GM.
No more
And
LeBron.
here's the
How are
crazy.
they still good?
Well, here's the
I
crazy
thought
thing.
the meta would have changed by now.
Oh, it's completely changed. Last season, they traded for a player. They won a championship, and for the first time in league history, somebody refused to sign with the reigning championship, and it just happened to be a 73 overall.
Oh my god.
ABA has funny history. Man, that
Yeah.
17-year-old is the GOAT.
Dude, look at this potential right here, man.
Chase.
75.
Where did Chase get drafted? What pick?
Which Chase?
The one right now. Schmidt. Holy Hands Schmidt. He got
13.
the 13th pick. Wow, Oscar, you're about to be the future. You're the future.
Miles Ox has another god prog for New Jersey.
Oh my gosh.
But to be fair,
Wow.
this team is absolutely in the shitter and
I
does not have their first pick.
my pick got skipped. If I took this guy, man, this sucks. Oh, I wish I took him.
I do.
GG. Oceanman loves 75 potential.
God, look at that. Look at that trash. Oh my god, look at that bench.
Trashy bet.
God.
You guys need to guys. The net.
Hey, Stokes goes up.
Maurice-
They're all on 10 million. That
Yeah.
bench. That whole bench on the last team is at 10 million.
10 million 2-year deals. Honestly, not bad progs for New York. It's a little disappointing. They've now lost all members of their big three, I believe. No, they still got Hogan. Hogan's at the very end now, but
The white
their once dominant big three has been reduced to Stokes, Ume, and Hogan, which are all shells of the 40 Rudolph duo that they used to have with Hogan, and Hogan is a shell of his former self. That being said,
Wow.
Stokes is going to put up some good points this year.
LaMelo's 34.
Yeah, Lamelo's at the very end. I wouldn't be surprised if they move him because he's going to be high PER. So,
Yeah, he's much this year anyway. I don't think they're gonna.
all right.
I mean,
Next
what's
up,
next?
Oklahoma
No,
City.
Oklahoma City. Oh, +3 on Huang Duong. Bench. I mean, +3 potential on Brad. Not bad.
Yeah, these were not good progs.
The 18-year-old Sasha. The -1 out of 66 potential.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of these progs at all. I know that their cap duo got helped, but man, these progs were painful for them. Next up here is Philly. Clifford Robinson.
Clifford Robinson.
Just a random autogen named Clifford Robinson. There was two prominent real life players named Cliff Robinson.
Clifford Robinson.
So Nikola Kumin goes up big time. Xavier Hawkins could be another good family right now. Udonis goes up.
Jordan Williams Jr. goes up a little.
Josh Gale and Jordan Williams Jr. not at the same level. Sam Noble, they're all part of one big free agent class.
Will Campbell. Wow.
Honestly, could be worse. They're rebuilding and young. Progs weren't bad to a lot of their young players, so.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Isaac Parks only goes up 1. He is entering a contract year here. This team, they want to keep him badly, but he wants money, and I think it's a... Is that a 7% chance? That would be... 7% chance of keeping him. They need to go deep this year.
They need to win.
Yeah, their bench does give them a lot of potential trade bait here. And yeah. We'll see. They're probably going to want to move Keller and Foster to go out and get a big guy. Dude, Keller was the guy that got injured, right? Yeah. So he gets injured, and now he's coming back. He lost 7, and he's gained all of it back and then some.
The comeback is real.
Next up is Providence. Their big 3 C's basically stay the same. Their supporting cast, they got a little bit of cap room to work with, and their Progs weren't horrible, but they weren't that great. So we'll see what they do. Next up here is Rio de Janeiro. Damian Jordan goes up big time, but somehow drops potential. Brian Wilson goes up big time as well and only gains 1 potential despite both being 21. Mikan goes down, but he's still a high PER player. And Flora, they got a couple years left on a lot of these former contender pieces. They're just phasing through at this point. They'll be fine soon. Warford, formerly a high draft pick, is just a shell of what he used to be. But we'll see how this team does. Next up here is San Diego. Who is the guy that they got? Dude, I know they got somebody big.
Hold on, let me check.
Dude,
Check the agency right now.
1 second. Let me actually pull it up. I could have sworn I saw that San Diego's... Let's see. I thought they got someone big.
I'm pretty sure. Who was it?
Dude, I don't think they did. I think they missed somehow.
Maybe.
That's so confusing. Let me...
I don't know.
I'm going to just take a look at their offers here.
You can try something.
1 second. No, I'm like legitimately confused now. Because I could have sworn I put them down for a guy.
Maybe.
Oh.
What happened? They lost?
They should have gone Brunner and Wright. For some reason, they didn't get either of those.
Brunner, yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Alright, so that needs to be fixed. But yeah, that'll be fixed. They got Brunner and Wright.
Yeah, so they got Trevin, Hughes. Okay.
Alright, next up here. Oh, you
Seattle.
didn't even look at their progs.
Yeah. Trevin needs to start. But they need to get some bench guys. They need bench guys right now.
Yeah. And, wow. They got cap room to add guys, but man, Progs did not like this team.
Progs did not like them.
Nope.
F in the chapter Seattle. No.
All right. Next up here, Singapore.
DD Savage Jr. I mean, it's not too bad. Not too bad, but not too good.
They're contender, but they're on the outside of the contention level, so we'll see how that goes. DG Savage Jr. looks like he could be a beast, but yeah. Next up, Snow Homish. Bo Ellis with the God Prog.
70. Ew, my gosh.
Jackson and Blake with good progs.
Why did Eric Jackson go up?
Yeah,
Why?
they have now. So Eric Jackson, between Eric Jackson and Bo Ellis, this team has a young duo. They just need to lock Bo Ellis in, and even I'd keep Mike Scott, and you have like a legitimate, like solid big four right there. And Sergul is on a good contract. This team could be a legitimate contender. Maybe David Manning picks up a ring with them. We'll see.
I'm still sad that Jamie had to trade Eric Jackson. I'm still sad.
Wait, why'd you guys have to trade Eric Jackson?
That's Jamie. I didn't trade him. That was old Jamie. Jamie said. I think Jamie said that we were wasting his talents in Boston.
All right.
I'm like, dude, where's Capital?
Next up, Syracuse. Akeem Wood goes up big time. That man is going to be a great rebounder for them right away.
Chris Paul Jr.
These progs are pretty math for a team that's kind of rebuilding. Akeem Wood is going to be really fun for them. He's an undersized, extremely good defensive big man. Yeah.
Their bench was just.
Yeah, it's very much Progs weren't great to their bench, especially. I'm a big fan of Zunk King. Has the athletic badge, but is just absolutely trash everywhere else. So, all right. Next up here is Tampa Bay.
Javier Pay stays the same. Rick doesn't change.
I want to say you'd be happy if you're this team, but like
their bench didn't really prog that much.
Yeah, I guess you're just happy that you didn't lose where you were, but like they definitely regressed. Also, Steve Nash basically done at 33. The dude had a borderline Hall of Fame career, made 3 All-Star teams with 3 different teams, all spread out by several years. He consistently averaged nearly double-digit assists and nearly 20 points. Probably not a Hall of Famer. I don't think he got any significant ringage, yeah. But definitely a Hall of Good caliber guy.
Hall of Good, yeah.
Tijuana. Mark Alexander and Spicer, they have a legitimate defensive duo right there. Irfan, a great big man, but big and chunky, just a shell of his former self. Oldie Williams having a massive negative prog. I think Utah really shouldn't have traded him personally, but they did. And I think that, I don't know, we'll see how this trade goes. But at first glance, it was not great. But now that Oldie's prog down, granted Spicer did prog up, we'll see. The real question is going to be, did Sigma or Gallus prog up, and how far did Isaiah Thomas go down? Meanwhile, their bench, not too bad. Some guys took hits, but they got good progs from Billy Bogues Jr. So, yeah. Next up here is Tokyo. Damn. They're still a playoff team for sure. They lost Ziga, who I think went to Minnesota, I think.
I'll check. Let me check.
Yeah.
What's his name? Starts with a C. He went to Minnesota,
yeah.
Yes.
All right. Honestly, though, if I'm this team, while their starters are disappointing, they had some great bench progs.
I say I'd be proud. I'd be happy with this, to be honest.
Yeah. Next up here is Utah. So Isaiah goes down, Quake goes up but drops potential, and Gallus is basically useless. So ultimately, I'm going to say that they gave up Spider for way too little. We'll see. The question is really going to come down to if they can get anything for Isaiah. Because I don't know. Maybe they're a playoff team, if I'm being honest here.
Maybe.
Very much a maybe. We'll see. I think they're going to be on the outside looking in. Meanwhile, Chris Kaman is getting very close to setting the all-time record for an auto-gen player with one team at 15 seasons. He had a full career. Like, he played several years with other teams. Actually, also it was just his rookie contract. But look at his time with Utah. He never won an All-Star game, but Hall of Good, or never went to an All-Star game, but Hall of Good, I think got a championship. Nope, he was after the chip. So, yeah. We'll see. This team's probably not in playoffs, but at least it'll be fun. And if I recall, they overpaid for Marita Davis, right? He was also a trade that they made. Yeah, so they traded 3 picks for Fadj Mason and Marita. I like Marita, but this is going to be a tough season for them. We'll see if they make the playoffs, but it might pay off. They might make the playoffs here with Isaiah Thomas, Fadj Mason, Carter. It's possible. If I were them, I'd look to move Butler for anything at all. All right, next up, Vancouver. Schrute goes up. J.R. Smith goes up, saving his career. Joe Karen and Wolfenbarger go down. Gene goes down as well. Honestly, a mixed bag progs for Gino. Not too bad in my book, though. All right. And with that, we go to the Virginia.
Whoa, Marcus gets a God prog, and he's injured, too.
Yeah, he'll be back, though. And as a rookie, I don't think they're too upset about that. Yeah.
I'd be happy.
Cooper McKinney goes up as well. Honestly, for a team that took on a decent amount of salary this year, they got pretty good progs. They're not in a bad spot at all. And if I'm them, I'd go out and potentially go and acquire. I mean, right now there are 40 without Erickson. Now, if Erickson, their fourth best player, is back there, 48, with that amount of cap, they should go out and get a big name. And yeah.
You have the cap for it.
So, next up here, Washington.
Oh, wow. That's really good starter progs.
Yep. So, for a team, and they even got a pretty good prog on their bench, Logan. So Bjorn is like a legitimate defensive player of the year candidate. Their other starters are now like a young core, and Craig was a borderline MVP candidate last season. They got $70 million to spend here, spending spree time.
Look at all those free agents he can sign.
Very solid free agents class here. Yeah, dude, this was a pretty solid progs. Some teams won better than others. We'll take a look at the power rankings here while it exports.
Cardiff is number 1 because everyone called it rigged.
Oh, of course. I mean, obviously.
Cardiff is rigged. Confirmed.
Detroit, Charlotte. So we got the West here. I'll take the West out. I'll show the West for a second.
It needs to you can just press the filter button.
Yeah, I know. In this case, what I'm trying to do is like highlight so you can still see. So the Eastern Conference favorites are probably Detroit, led by MVP candidate Rudolph. Charlotte is always there, and I think Kentucky and Montreal are both solid as well. Maybe New York or Milwaukee, but doubtful. Meanwhile, Cardiff, Minnesota are probably the top teams in the West. DD or Snohomish, both are very solid. I don't think Singapore really has the tools to do it this year, and I don't think Tijuana is going to mortgage their future, and Hawaii is a bit old. Ultimately, if I had to make a prediction, you know what I'm going to say, so I'm not going to say it, but Cardiff number 1. Anyway, I think it's been a fun stream. We're going to do one last thing here, and we're going to take a look at the top player ratings. So, overall, it is now a 3-way tie. Guillen, Patton, and Mcgillin. By potential, only one guy is over 80, and it is Yanni.
The next David Mcgillin.
Dude, we've been saying the next David Mcgillin about so many people. Dante, Gordon Hayward, Jordan Rudolph. The real next Mcgillin is Charles Adams Jr.
Oh my god.
Yep, I'm saying it.
We gotta talk
so,
about Charles Adams
fastest
Jr.
guy, Rodrigo Banzano, a rookie. Actually, dude, I think 2 rookies are there.
Hedgehog is trash.
Looking at jumping, the highest jump is Reggie Goose and Mike We'll see where signs. I think he's already agreed to terms with the team. Highest height is, actually it's a whole bunch of players. Strength is Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christ, I should say. Strength is... Oh yeah, we already did that. We did jumping. Endurance, whole bunch of players.
Nick Jordan, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Dunking is Craig. Wow, that's kind of surprising.
Put Wally Craig on the dunk contest.
Yeah. Free throws. Joe Karen, Billy Hole, Ray Allen, Dan Trousey, Rick Barry. Highest 2-point is Bill Murray. That's kind of crazy. 3-point is tied with 3 100s. A draft prospect, Lonnie Gates. A player on Detroit, no surprise, Detroit is very lucky. And yeah. All right, and for OIQ, highest are Christ and Mason Crotch, with David Mcgillin at 3rd. He's a cat. Oh, that's.
Do you actually allow that?
No, we do not. Dude, this is unfortunate. This man is an undrafted free agent that had God progs. He literally... I feel so bad. He literally... An undrafted free agent, and he progged plus 20 in OIQ. And I'm taking it all away.
Somebody sign this man right now.
Hey, still not bad, though.
Yeah, he got 61 potential.
Dude, that's kind of ripped. So I got to go to players and then ratings. While I'm here, I should probably just do the other OIQs. So, oh wow, there's a whole bunch of caps. I'm gonna let somebody else do that. There's a whole bunch of caps here that prog.
They need to like nerf those caps.
Yeah. All right, DIQ: Chris Bugs, Johnson.
What? Sam is gonna clap some defense still.
Dribbling, Godbear and Craig and Hunt. Passing, Patton, Craig. And rebounding, Schrute and Martin. I don't know how many rebounds. Martin averaged 8.2 last season. We'll see what he averages this year. All right, guys. And with that, I'm going to send out the export.
I had a blast.
Dude, I thought it was a good time.
Yeah. John Wong, I hope you have a blast. Even though
all right. And I'm going to end the stream.
Well, yes, sir.
All right, guys.